let's talk about how you get an EVA. So there are 5 simple rules in the book. The first half of the book is basically a step-by-step guide. Do this, do this, do this, you'll get your EVA. But rule number 1 is you have to disaster-proof your life. So like I said, people are focused on the long-term retirement, not running out of money in retirement, a worthy risk to look after, but let's take a look at all the risks that exist between now and retirement. So number 1 is really centered around your income. If you're a new graduate or even 10, 20 years into your career, what do you think your single biggest asset is? Anyone want to venture a guess? Income. Your future income is your single biggest asset. It's as of yet unrealized. If your lifetime income is $4 million, that's a pretty big asset. And what happens between the time you graduate and the time you retire? How much of that $3, $4 million gets converted into tangible assets, right, that show up on your net worth statement? And how much of it ends up getting wasted? So protecting that asset is one of the most important things you can do. And how do you protect that asset? Well, what are the risks to that asset? So if you lose your income, how are all the different ways you can lose your income? Well, if you die, then you're not going to have an income, and your family's lifestyle is going to be put in jeopardy. If you become disabled, you're going to lose your future income. If you lose your job, you're going to lose your income. So there are a number of different risk factors to your income. How do you address that? Well, if you die, I think most people intuitively know, well, that's why you have life insurance, so that if you die and if you're the primary bread earner in the family or the sole income earner in the family, then your family is not going to have anything unless you create that asset with the use of an insurance policy. Most people sort of understand that already, but a lot of people don't have the necessary insurance. The second way is if you become disabled. So I think it was Canada Life, the exact stat is in the book. You have a 1 in 3 chance of becoming disabled for more than 90 days before you turn 65. And the average length of a disability for those who become disabled is 2.9 years. So ask yourself, how would your finances survive 2.9 years without income? Now, some people will say, well, you know what, I work at a great company, I've got benefits. And that's potentially good, but they position it in such a way that disability insurance is a binary condition. You either have it or you don't. And if you do, you're good, and if you don't, you're not good. Well, that's not true. So we've seen that pension plans, they've gone from defined benefits to defined contributions. They're trying to reduce the liability to the companies, right? So they're putting more of the onus back on the employee and taking the risk off their books. And they do that with other parts of their benefit plans as well. So for example, disability insurance, basically you take a premium, and if you become disabled, you get income replacement. It might be 60 or 70% of your working income that's paid to you on a monthly basis until hopefully you turn 65. That's what most people's basic definition of disability insurance is. However, some benefit plans will say, well, in order for us to save money on providing these benefits, we do have long-term disability, but the way it works is it only lasts for 5 years. Then you're on your own. Or maybe it's got a certain definition for 5 years, and then the definition of disability becomes more restrictive later on. So it's not a binary condition.